Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Veronica Durden.
And I'm Carly Kistler-Miller, and this is what you need to know for the week ending March 17th, 2023. Producer Price Index is the indicator that matters for our precision machining shops, and in January 2023, last month, producer prices were up 6% year over year. Contrast that to the Fed's target of 2% inflation, and we see challenges for our policymakers ahead. On Wednesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that for February, the Producer Price Index declined 0.1%. On an unadjusted basis, the Final Demand Index rose 4.6% for 12 months ending in February. The Core Price Index, less food, energy, and supplier margins, rose 0.2% from January. While the PPI moderated slightly in January, input prices for our shops continue to rise. This will continue to drive consumer inflation and merit the full attention of the Fed. This creates a conundrum for the Federal Reserve. We have shared with PMPA members that we expect the economy to slow in 2023, and the continued inflation we are seeing and the Fed's expected response reaffirm our belief.
While PMPA shops are really led by industrial production and durables goods sectors, the consumer is the basis of the broad economy. On Tuesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported the Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers, the CPI, rose 0.4% in February on a seasonally adjusted basis. Over the last 12 months ending February, the All Items Index increased 6% before a seasonal adjustment. This was the smallest 12-month increase since the period ending September 2021. The All Items Less Food and Energy Index rose 5.5% over the last 12 months, its smallest 12-month increase since December of 2021. CPI did not really show significant cooling compared to the Fed's 2% target. Consumer liquidity is still strong, and we do not see any major changes in Fed inflation policy ahead. The banks impacted by the Fed's rate hikes have their full attention now.
According to the Association for Manufacturing Technology, also known as AMT, orders for machine tools total $355 million in January 2023, down from the banner year of 2022, but 17% above a typical January. Metal cutting machines were a smaller portion of the decrease, as well as making up nearly 98% of machines ordered. Orders were only slightly down from December, which is when many shops purchase machines for tax benefits. Elevated January purchasing bodes well for our industry, showing that sentiment is still strong. Cutting tool orders totaled $188 million in December 2022, bringing year-over-year total up 14.6% from 2021. The long-term moving average is trending up sharply from the lows in 2020. New orders for the last 12 months have been running above 2019 levels, are an illustration of just how busy we are in our shops.
Microsoft has announced that artificial intelligence, also known as AI, will be coming to the next edition of Windows version 11. Generative AI is a tool that has been billed as a job killer because it creates content from online sources with little input from the user. In a world where our shops are struggling to find talented people to fill our positions, we think that our shops will be able to utilize this technology to create content that will maximize our current employees' potential.
The NFIB Small Business Optimism Index in the United States increased to 90.9 in February of 2023, a 3-month high. The February index, released on Tuesday, March 14th, rose 0.6 in January and up 1.1 from December. However, it remains well below the historic 49-year average of the index at 98. Our take? We appreciate the turn to the positive and are not surprised that optimism is lower than historic averages. We are expecting 2023 to be a breather since our frantic economic recovery post-COVID, and this value fits our thinking quite well.
In this week's Speaking of Precision podcast, Miles, Carly, and David talk about the topics sessions, and events to be held at the National Technical Conference, April 16th through the 18th in Cleveland this year. Our podcast can be found on major podcast platforms or on PMPA.org.
Now it's time for our weekly tip. Surface finish is the result of our machining process on raw materials. There are 3 principal causes of surface roughness. To learn more about these causes and the factors influencing machine surface finish in our shops, go to PMPA.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending March 17th, 2023. For additional information and links about any of the topics discussed today, go to PMPA.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.
Generative AI is
You said it right. You said it right. Now you got to say it again.
generative. It doesn't sound right now.
Medical.
Medical.
Not medical.
Consumer price index for all human.
Well, they are human.
Damn it.
Human urban. According to the Association.
Glad it's you and not me. Golly. Microsoft has announced that